ladies, step out in faith sometimes. It doesn't mean you have to quit your job. It doesn't mean that you have to make all these rash decisions.
Mhm,
Just one little step at a time to see where those baby steps take you.
mhm,
It
mhm.
will take you far.
Welcome to another episode of the Building Well podcast. I'm your host, Amanda Magho, founder of Ahadi Creations, providing brand and website design and business consulting for female founders. This podcast is full of candid conversations with female entrepreneurs with the aim of sharing insights from their journeys while encouraging you to stay on yours. Let's dive in. So before we get into more details, can you tell us what you do and who you serve, who you help?
Absolutely. Hi, everybody. I'm Kerri LaRose, and I teach women how to think strategically like a man, but with the power of a woman.
Mm,
I'm a self leadership coach, and I teach women how to self lead, how to show up without having to give excuses, without having to over explain things or justify why we do what we do. We need to own it. Own your decisions, trust in your decisions, show up being present, present with your kids, with your spouses, present at your job. Wherever you are, whatever moment you're in, be present. Be fully engaged in what that conversation is. Not listening to respond, but listening to understand. Um, because how we show up in certain areas of our lives and that the decisions we make in one area of our life is how we show up in all areas of our lives. It's how we make decisions in all areas of our lives. So if you're in a place where you feel stuck or you feel like there's just something you can't overcome or you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired or like me, I'm very much a self-led person. And that's how I got into this. I there were things in my life where I wasn't making enough money at one time. So I prayed about it. I love God. I believe in God and I that's my faith. That's what I choose. So I prayed to God and I asked how what I should do. And then DJing fell into my lap and I became a DJ for 9 years, made extra money doing that. But I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. And for 9 years, I didn't get a raise at my job, but I loved it so much I stayed there because I
mm,
loved it. I knew I
mm,
needed to make more money though, and I was tired of not having that extra money. Or
mhm,
same thing in my relationship with my husband. I was single 12 years before he and I got together. I didn't know how to be in a relationship.
mm,
I was in a relationship with myself, but I didn't know how to be in a relationship with him. And it
mhm,
wasn't going the way I wanted. We
mhm.
were not on the same page for the first 5 years. My husband and I will
Okay,
be married here in about a month for 8 years.
okay.
And the first 5 years were tumultuous. I mean,
Mm,
and then we threw a kid in the mix,
mhm.
and that really threw things for a
Liven it up a
loop.
little
Eh,
bit.
yeah. And so, I'm just giving you examples, but if any of these feel like you, then that's how I can help you. I can help you
Mm,
have a better relationship with yourself because I firmly believe you can save your marriage, you can save your career, you can do it all on your own. And when you change, everything around you changes. Your relationships change. But we have to look inside first. And so I'm here to help women, high capacity driven women to overcome any obstacles, overcome those roadblocks. You're at that I've had it moment and there has to be something better, or I need to do this and I know I can, I just don't know how. Well, let's talk. Let's figure that out.
okay. All right, sounds good. How would you say that you find most of the clients that you worked with?
Networking. I do a lot of
Okay,
networking.
networking.
I do a lot of online networking. I do a lot of
Okay,
coffee chats.
okay.
I just talk to women.
Mhm,
It's not transactional. So when
mhm,
I'm doing these coffee chats, it's not, well, I do this and you do this. It's very relational. I'm very relational. I want to get to know you as a person. We all have lives. We all deal with stuff, but for some reason as women, we don't want to acknowledge it or we want to sweep it under the rug or I can handle it all. I can handle the weight of the world and I want to control everybody and
mhm,
everything around me. And
mhm.
why?
Yeah. Mhm.
We
It's in the
don't need
air.
to.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's in the air for sure. Yeah, I do a lot of virtual networking too. Do you ever do in person or mainly virtual based on like your schedule?
And that's how you and I met, Amanda, through
Mm-hmm.
online networking.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was doing a lot of in-person networking, but it was
Okay.
taking up a lot of my time. I do have a 5-year-old son at home, and my
Mm-hmm.
husband works probably 60 to 70 hours a week.
Okay.
So it's me and my son a lot. And
Mm-hmm.
my son was going with my mom a lot, and
Mm.
I'm his mother. I
Yeah,
want
I
him
get
to
it.
come crying to me when he
Yes.
has a boo-boo, not
Yes.
my mom.
Yes.
So not
Yes.
Gigi.
Yeah.
So,
No, Gigi.
yeah,
Sweet.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I love
I
that
get
she
it.
wants to help. And I do once a month I ask her, there's a
I do
group
that
that I'm
too,
in that,
monthly.
yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
isn't it
Yes.
lovely to just get
Yes.
away for yourself sometimes?
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's not overkill because
Mm-hmm.
I was overkill when I was going in person.
Yes.
So to answer
Mm-hmm.
your question, I love in person. If I could do it more, I'd love it because I do like that interaction. I'm very
Mm-hmm.
relational, as I said.
Mm-hmm.
But given my circumstance and where I am,
Yes.
I love online, getting to know ladies online and getting to know others. And, some people I've even made friends with and keep in touch with still. So,
Nice. Good. Good. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
I do a lot of virtual as well. Is there anything else you do as far as marketing for your business or mainly
I
the
do.
networking?
Yes. LinkedIn. Okay. So
Okay.
after my son was born, I already told y'all a little bit about our story. First 5 years were a little tough. So we
Mhm.
decided to get off of social media.
Yeah.
Um, And we got off of social media,
Uh-huh.
and everybody kept saying, you need a further reach. You need to be able to get out there,
Uh-huh.
choose LinkedIn, get on Facebook. And
Mhm.
I was very hesitant, but I finally did LinkedIn. So it was
Okay.
hard for me to get on LinkedIn and market there. I also
Mhm.
people tell me I do much better in person, that
Okay.
I'm more relatable in person. And when I write, it doesn't come out like I'm speaking now.
Okay.
And so I feel like more people tend to gravitate me towards me when they see me, they hear me versus
Mhm.
my writing. I'm not good in it. It's not
I've
my strong suit. I'm
I've
learning.
I've heard for people who are like similar to that, rather than writing, just voice text or voice
Mhm.
dictate what you want written,
Mhm.
and then you normally end up with a better writing rather than going to write. That's what I've seen work with others.
Yeah,
Mm,
and I try to
mm,
do that too. Just kind of say what I need to say and then
mm.
organize it. I'll
Yeah,
do that
yeah.
as
Rather than
well.
typing, because then it's
Hmm.
like triggers a different area of the brain if you're typing or writing versus just speaking,
That's
like
very
you said.
interesting.
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
interesting. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, so that getting on LinkedIn was hard for me. And then also doing the lives. I've,
Okay, were you doing lives?
well, not LinkedIn lives. I mean, I'm sorry,
Okay.
doing videos on LinkedIn. I did do
Oh,
one
okay, okay,
LinkedIn
okay, okay.
live though, and that was
Okay.
fun. I'm
Okay.
not quite there yet to do them consistently, but
Okay.
I am learning about them, and that is something I'm definitely considering here over the next several months.
Okay.
Um, but
It's never
the
crossed my mind to go live on LinkedIn. I know they do it, but it never crossed literally.
but
Okay.
I don't think, is that your platform
I'm on it,
that
but
you
I'm
really
not.
use?
I talk in the background, like DMing people, but I'm not
Hmm.
actively posting yet.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so like I think but you're active on other platforms though,
Yes.
right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Instagram.
So do you do lives on those?
I'm not a live person.
Mm. I got you.
No.
No worries.
Yeah, I don't yeah, I'm just not. I know it works if you're regular, like if you're weekly. I know strategies behind them, but it's not for me.
Hmm. Hmm.
I won't say
So
it's
what do you,
never
if
for
you
me,
don't,
but not right now.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And no,
Yeah,
and I'm with you. I think we
yeah.
do, I call it skill stacking. We're
Hmm.
working on certain skills
Yes.
as we move along.
Oh,
It's
they're
sort of
stacking.
like the oh yeah, sometimes that too. But we're putting together the pieces of the puzzle as we move along. I say skill stacking because I've worked on my coaching skills. I have my certification.
Mm,
I really went all in last year on networking and figuring that out. Now I'm learning how to position myself as the coach, actually making offers and learning how to position myself as a coach on LinkedIn and how to write it. So
mhm,
now I have coaches that are helping me with that. I've hired my own coaches. I have a
mhm,
sales coach now and I have a life coach.
mhm,
So I'm, working in that regard as far as trying to build up those areas because that's my next skill stack on how to, attract people to me.
okay. So tell us, you have any highlight from both coaches that have like something they've said? They're like, okay, I like this. I'm going with this. Some advice that you've gotten from from either one or both of them?
Oh, gosh, absolutely. One, she really kind of helped me streamline not just working moms, but all women. She's like, what you do, and she's actually the one who came up with that on the fly. She met with me not even 5 minutes in the conversation, and she said, do you mind if I tell you what I feel like you're telling me your niche is without
No,
telling
that you're
you
trying to say.
me?
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Uh-huh.
please, I'm
Uh-huh.
stuck. Like, I don't know how. She's like, you help women think strategically like a man, but lead with the power of a woman. I was like, oh, that's it. That's it. That's
Okay.
what I've been
Okay,
looking
if that's
for.
where that came from. Okay. Okay.
And
Okay.
my life coach, same thing. She kind of went through and she looked at everything. Like when we first met,
Uh-huh.
she looked at everything and she goes, Kerri, you're a self leadership coach.
Uh-huh.
You self lead in decision making. You self lead in your thoughts. You self lead in your patterns. You self lead in your life. And I thought, that's the word I've been looking
Looking
for.
for.
I've been
Okay, well,
trying
good
to
for
sum
you.
it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so
They help
it's
complete your
really,
thought.
yes. And that's what coaching is. You
Uh-huh.
know, it helps you kind of complete your thought. It helps you move forward. Coaching is meant to meet you where you are and help you move forward. We're not
Uh-huh.
going backwards and looking into your childhood. That's
Mhm.
counseling. If you want that, go to
That's
therapy.
true. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Coaching is where are you today? Where are you struggling in? Are you just struggling in making those decisions? Are you a yes ma'am? What identity are you making those decisions from?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
Cool.
to get back to your question, those were two big things that really stuck to me when they asked that, when they saw that. They picked up on those two key things, and that was it. Once I saw that, I was like, okay, I know how to position myself
Mm.
now. I know who I am as a coach. It was
Good.
just the way they help each other and come together was just, it was amazing.
Good
So,
for you. I love that for you.
yeah.
Okay, good. So regarding like the back end of your business, what helps you run it? Do you have any softwares that you really like? You have a tech stack or tell us a little bit about that? Or are
I
you
am
simple
very
one thing or
simple.
okay.
I
Mhm.
am very simple. I
Okay.
have I use the free Calendly. I
Okay.
have one option, click on the 30 minutes for the coffee chat, but I do ask you in there if you're coming for a coffee chat or if you're coming for a consult. If you're coming for a consult, I'm gonna message you back and tell you, you know, hey, I see that you want to come for a consult. You want to explore a little bit more about what's happening. We may need more than 30 minutes. I'm going to send you a new link. Could you accept that link? Or would you be open to, first of all,
Longer. Hmm.
yeah, would you be open
Hmm.
to a longer period for an hour during this time? I can either do it before or after, whatever I have available,
Hmm.
and then we'll go from there. So I just keep it simple. There's
Okay.
not a lot of,
Simplicity.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. There isn't a lot of for a while, and as far as like payments and things, I use PayPal. I
Okay.
am looking to switch to Square Up because as I'm getting busier, I need
Hmm.
for my subscriptions, I need, you know, I can't keep up with that. Like I'm gonna have to have that do it on its, you know,
Yes.
automatically.
Yes. Hmm. It's
Um,
good. It works well.
yeah, and then
Hmm.
the other thing my sales coach told me, she said she started talking about setting up a website and doing it, and I'm like, I don't like it's my brain, I'm shutting down. And she was like, okay, so I already have a website. It's free through the coach training program that I went through,
Hmm.
which is fine. Again, I'm not one of those people. I don't think I need all this elaborate. This is me. This is who you're getting. So I have a nice little website up. I have LinkedIn. I have this great event. It's called Mom Time, but I'm about to change it to Your Time because again, it's not just for moms, it's for
Mm.
every woman.
Okay. Okay.
It's going to be called Your Time. It's on Eventbrite. It's always the fourth Sunday of every month at 3 p.m. Central for an hour. And that's where we come together as women
It's
to,
virtual or in person?
it's online.
Okay.
It's online
Virtual.
and
Okay.
your couch is your seat. You're,
Okay.
you know, you're
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
quiet if you
It
can
is.
manage that with kids running around. But that's okay. That's why I have it because we're all distracted. You know, most of us are moms. Most of us have jobs. We have careers. We have different things going on in our lives. And it's meant to help you learn how to be present and
Mm.
be there in that moment, how to learn to listen, to understand and just have your own space.
Mhm.
Just an hour dedicated to you out the month.
Yeah.
and we'll do, there's some things in there that we'll do and we'll process and look at, but it's just space for you to be there for the hour, that to be with other women who are, I think my biggest thing is I don't want any woman to feel alone. I've been through a lot with my husband. I've been through a lot in life, and sometimes I felt alone. I'm an only child. I don't have brothers and sisters to
Oh,
go
okay.
to. I don't have, and some things I can't really talk to my mom about or my dad about. And,
Sure.
I want women to feel like they have a place, a
Mm-hmm.
space to just be themselves. And so, point to this story is, so she taught me about Linktree. I don't know if you've heard of
Okay.
that. So
Yeah.
it's just
Mm-hmm.
one link. It
Mm-hmm.
has all my links there, and that it's beautiful. It's perfect. It fits my personality and who I am. So, ladies, if you're building a business, it doesn't have to be all this technical stuff. I'm not technical, and these little things you can figure out until you get big enough to where
Mm-hmm.
you can hire a VA to do that for you,
Until you call
until
me
you
for your
get.
website.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Call
Yeah.
Amanda.
Start
It's
simple.
like, yeah. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just, there are things that we can do to just keep it simple. Again,
Mm-hmm.
we put way too much on ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Why add all that? I don't want to build a website.
Mm-hmm.
Not what I want to
Yeah,
do.
it's not for everyone. Sometimes you need to
No.
hire out for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
look, self-led here. I will hire
Mm-hmm.
out. I will figure out a way to find the money that when I am
Mm-hmm.
ready, I will
Yeah.
hire out for those things. I
Mm-hmm.
know my weaknesses and I know my strengths.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to play upon that. And the way I do that is the things that I'm strong at, I'm going to do. The things that I'm weak at, I will find a way to figure it out to get somebody to help me to do that. And there is
Mm-hmm.
nothing wrong with that, ladies.
Absolutely.
That is
Mm-hmm.
life. And that's how we have to live our lives. It's just like we have a lady who comes and cleans our house every 2 weeks. When I started building my business, I told my husband, I can't keep up with this. I can't keep up with everything that I have on my plate. And plus, honestly, I'd rather be outside. I'm not much of a domesticated diva, so to speak.
Okay.
And I told
Oh,
him, I
yeah,
said,
I've never heard that domesticated.
and I told him, I said,
That's funny.
I'm over it. I can't keep up. Like, it's
Hmm.
just too much.
It
So
is a
I
lot.
hear women all the time saying, well, I don't really have the money to do that. I don't, look, I don't go get my nails done. I do them myself.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't
Hmm.
go get my toes done. I don't
Hmm.
go, where are you spending? We don't eat
Absolutely.
out much.
Absolutely.
I mean, when we do, I save for it.
Hmm.
I budget to spend money
Hmm.
and
Yep.
spend it
Yep.
where I want to spend it.
Yeah. Because we're splitting it. It's just where it's going. Yep.
Yes, you got to
Absolutely.
reallocate those funds. You're already spending the
Hmm.
money. We can find a way to figure that out. Same thing with
Hmm.
coaching. You
So,
know,
so
Go
with
ahead.
you juggling with your son, how does a week to week basis look like for you on your schedule? Since you mentioned you have a son, how are you balancing your hours and?
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
So he is actually in VPK. So he goes to preschool and he stays there all day for daycare. So I get a lot of my work done during those
Okay.
hours.
Hmm.
And then
Hmm.
my husband does drop off and I do pick up. And
Okay.
it just works.
That's good.
It's a
Yeah.
nice schedule. I really
Hmm.
like it. And then when
Hmm.
I'm done for the day,
Hmm.
when we come home, I did have a little work I needed to do last night for about an hour, but when we got home, I gave him his quality time. I
Hmm.
think that's where we missed the mark is, you need to be with your son, but you got these things to do over here, and it's hard to balance that in the moment. If you would just say, okay, I have 2 hours of time right now. I've got this, this, and this. I've got to be with my son. I've got these emails I need to send out. I got to look at these, update my event, whatever it is.
Hmm.
Okay, I can allocate an hour to that, an hour to my son. I'm going to give it to him first, and I'm going to be with him fully present, fully engaged, not thinking about that because I know when that hour is up. And if you have to set a timer, but leave it in the other room. Don't take your phone with you. Be with your kid.
Hmm.
When that timer goes off, now he's done. He's like, and I'm like, okay, baby, I'm gonna play with you for an hour, but after this hour, I'm gonna go. I've got some work to do. So do you mind playing by yourself? Hour was up. He left me alone. No
Hmm.
problem.
Hmm.
But I was
So,
there, fully
mhm.
present with him.
Yes, yes, yes. That's good. That's a good idea. So with you being a mom, would you say that your definition of success have shifted at all? Or within the different stages of your son growing up?
With coaching, this has been so I earned my master's degree in counseling about 20 years ago, over 20
Uh-huh.
years ago. And so I've been in corporate world for 20 years and I'm an employee mindset. So
Mhm.
the last couple of years has been a stretch for me. I've been learning to go from employee mindset to entrepreneur mindset. So for me, from a standpoint of success, I've come a long way from
Okay.
being that employee to being the entrepreneur. Now I still have a lot of to go. Um, to say all that with my son, part of the reason why I decided to finally step out and do this was because of him. I'm very intentional about how I live my life now. I'm very intentional about where I spend my time. All that networking I was doing, I had to take a step back and say, okay, was this really working for me? Because there are
Mhm.
some groups that I
Mhm.
was in that it really wasn't
Mhm.
my target market.
Mhm.
So now I'm on the
Absolutely.
search. I'm more intentional about the networking groups that I'm in
Yes.
now.
Mhm. Same. Mhm.
So it's just a process though. In
Mhm.
anything that we do, it's a process.
Was there anything else you had to let go of to keep moving forward? You let go of the corporate mindset. Anything else that you noticed you had to
Money
let go of?
mindset.
Okay.
I'm big into Dave Ramsey. I am big
Okay.
into, no debt and saving. And now I'm just like, you know what? I can invest my money in all this, in my stocks and all that.
Mhm.
But now is the time for me to invest in myself.
Okay.
I will make that money back. I
Mhm.
believe in myself. I believe that I can do it. It took me a while. Like I didn't just jump into that now. Like
Yeah.
it
Tell
took
us about that. Mhm.
I've been doing this for a couple of years, so
Mhm.
it's been a slow progression over the last couple of years, and I was fighting it, especially last year. I bought a program. I probably spent like 10 grand last year on stuff, on
On.
programs, on
Okay.
coaching,
Okay.
on
Okay. Okay. Self development.
um, just networking events, different things. A group that I was in, some networking groups, and this year is different because one, it's intentional. Two, I'm not fighting it anymore. I'm like, you
Okay.
know what? I'm not going to give myself a timeline on how I'm going to pay this back or how I'm going to, because I take out of our savings.
Okay.
And I'm like, I'm not going to keep focused on, okay, I got to pay it back, got to pay it back. So I'm so focused now on paying it back that I'm not even worried about building myself up. When you
Mhm.
invest in yourself, you have to look at the investment that you're making in you. So when you purchase a coach, you have to go into it with the mindset that I'm going to get something out of this.
Absolutely.
And the
Mhm.
two things I've already gotten out of the sales coach and the life coach, that already paid for itself, in my opinion, whether I keep working with them or not for the next, 3 months.
Mhm. Yep.
I've already
That's good.
gotten my worth, what I put into it, what I
Mhm.
invested in this out
Mhm.
of it.
Mhm.
And I've only been with them for like 2 weeks.
Okay. Cool.
So,
How often do you meet with them? What's your frequency?
with the once a week with the sales coach and
Okay.
then once a week with the life coach.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the sales coach is more like a program that I purchased, but we meet with her once a
Okay.
week in a group
Gotcha.
setting and we can bring anything that we have. She will onboard you. So she met with me for an hour there. She met with me for an hour before I even purchased the program. And she gave
Okay.
me a wealth of information there that I was like, you know exactly what I need.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I am saying be intentional about who you hire, about the programs that you buy, but don't be afraid to invest in yourself. What are the thoughts that are holding you back? If it's, well, I don't know if I'm going to get anything out of it, if I'm going to make money off of it. Look, I haven't made much of the money back that I've put into it,
Mhm.
but the growth that I have seen in myself, in my relationship with my husband, and my relationship with myself, and the thoughts that I'm telling myself now, exponent, tremendous growth. Tremendous. Worth the weight in gold with what I've learned and who I've become. So you got to ask yourself what's more important? This money that you're going to save and hoard over here, or the money
Mhm.
that you're going to spend to become the person you want to become?
Mhm. Okay. So outside of work, how do you fill your cup? What keeps you going? Because you're
Oh,
a wife, you're a mom, your load
yeah.
is there. What keeps you showing up for yourself?
Motivated and going. That's a great question.
Mhm.
Um, I like to sleep, so I like to
That is important. because we don't get much
Have
of
a
it.
little nap on the weekends if my son will let
Okay,
me.
good,
Sometimes he has to
good.
because sometimes I just can't keep my eyes open on a
Uh,
Saturday afternoon.
uh-huh,
But good sleep. I
uh,
definitely like to sleep. I like so my husband will work late sometimes,
uh-huh.
and it's really nice to have those 1 or 2 nights a week where, like last night, I put on the fireplace on our TV in the bedroom. I'll
Oh,
tell my son, look, I've got work to do. I need
uh,
you to just
calm down.
stay in bed,
Yes.
fall asleep. If you need something, I mean, obviously let me know,
Yeah.
but just stay here,
Mhm,
go to sleep, and then I'll go in the room and I'll have a good 45 minutes. I'll have the fireplace on, maybe a little
mhm.
jazz
There
music,
we
and I
go.
just, yeah, and I love listening to podcasts. Like
Same.
I'm not one of those people. I like music and I know I
Mhm,
DJ'd,
mhm.
but when I'm not into all the music and stuff, I'm always learning.
Yes.
For 20 years, I've been personal development, and growth. I love reading books about that.
Okay.
I love listening to podcasts. I found some people that I listen to quite often that I really
Mm,
enjoy listening to because they really help me with my skill set in coaching
okay. Okay,
and just
specific to
picking
that.
out the
Okay.
identity,
Mhm,
yeah, and who I am, your return on investment. That's kind of
mhm,
what got me going into like saying, you know what, I just got to believe in myself and I'm going to do this. But I'm
mhm,
at a point now where I'm ready to believe in myself, where I'm
mhm,
ready to say, okay, I'm investing in myself and I will put that money back from my coaching. I will replenish what I've taken and I'll keep investing in myself.
mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
Sure,
so
sure.
that's what I like to do.
Okay.
I do have a bike in my office. I do ride my
Okay,
bike
good. Is it
for about
spin or a spin bike
yeah,
or
a
okay,
spin
I
bike.
like to spin
Yeah,
too.
spinner.
Okay.
So I'll do that. I dedicate, whether I have the time or not, I will get on there for 10 minutes, at least 20, 10 minutes, 10 to 15. It's not
Yes.
long.
Uh-huh.
And that includes a warm up and cool down. It's
Uh-huh.
just something for me to get my body moving.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And that's it. I mean,
Uh-huh.
that's where I am in life. I
Uh-huh.
just, I want to learn. I want to absorb this. I want to grow my skills as a coach.
Okay. Okay. Well, we appreciate everything that you've shared with us. How can people stay connected with you if they want to reach out or just follow your journey?
Absolutely. So I'm on LinkedIn. So just look
Uh-huh.
up Kerri LaRose. I'm right there. You'll see me in my picture. And that's probably the best way if you want
Okay.
to DM me. You can always email me. It's Kerri, Kerri, Uber, Ouber, LaRose, LaRose, at outlook.com. But I think the best way is if you're on LinkedIn, you can find me there. If not, you can even Google my name. I'm sure it should pop up
Yeah.
my
And we'll have it in the
website.
show notes
So
too.
yeah,
We'll have all
yeah.
your links.
So
Okay.
yeah, but I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your story and love to hear where you are and I mean, tell me what you thought about this. Love to
Uh-huh.
hear more about what you as women want to hear. What's actually happening in your lives that
Uh-huh.
we can help with.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Appreciate you
thank
coming
you,
on.
Amanda.
Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. The links to connect with today's guest can be found in the show notes, as well as all the links that were mentioned and any resources that will benefit you from today's episode. Check out the show notes that you'll find linked below this episode. You can also visit ahadicreations.com, AHADI creations.com/podcast for the show notes as well. If anything resonated with you today, leave a review. Let us know what your takeaways were. What are you going to implement? Be sure to also follow along wherever you prefer to listen to your podcast so that you don't miss the next one with us. Thank you so much. And always remember, together we can build.